In this video, we're going to take a look at how to make it dead simple for your users to report suspected phishing emails. By default, in Outlook, there isn't an easy way to report a phishing email to the IT team in your organization. If I receive a suspicious email that I suspect may be a phishing email because it's managed to get around any filtering that we have in place, I could, for example, right click on the email, mark it as junk, and block the sender. But if I'm in doubt as to whether the email is valid or not, I may want somebody else to take a second look at that. Now, some organizations have a mailbox that users can forward suspected phishing emails to, so they can be checked by the IT team or somebody in compliance, but it's a little bit clunky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to create a button that can be added to the Outlook ribbon for all users in your organization that allows them a dead, simple and easy way to report phishing emails. So the first thing I'm going to do is, as an administrator, I'm going to log into the Microsoft 365 Admin Center and then head over to Settings and Integrated Apps. I want to click on the Get Apps option, and in the search bar, I'm going to look for the Report Phishing add-in. The option I'm looking for is Report Phishing add-in from Microsoft, and all I need to do there is click Get It Now. So the first thing it does is ask me whether this is a test deployment. We'll start off with a test deployment of the add-in so we can see how it works before sending that out to all users. Now, you have three options. You can apply the add-in to yourself, to the entire organization, or to specific users or groups. In this situation, I'm going to add this to a specific user. And the user I'm going to add this to is Alex Wilbur. I've got the option to send an email notification to the assigned user to inform them that this add-in has now been enabled. All I need to do now is click on Next, click on Next again, and click on Finish Deployment. I get the progress indicator here, just telling me that the add-in is now being deployed to Alex. So it's telling me now that the deployment has been completed, and do take note that it can take up to 6 hours for the app to appear in Outlook. So all I'm going to do here is click on the Done button, and now I'm going to head over to Alex's email account to see whether the button has been applied. So at the moment, the button hasn't appeared. So we'll come back in a short while and check again. So we're now back in Outlook, and I can see that in the Outlook ribbon here, we've got a Report Phishing button that is currently grayed out, and that's because the button isn't enabled until I open up an email. So if I go into my free Uber Eats voucher email here, I can see now I can use the Report Phishing button. When I click on that button, two things take place. The first thing, a notification will be sent to the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, and I'll flip into the Admin Center and show you how that looks shortly. And then the email will also be moved into the deleted items folder in Outlook. So let's go ahead and click on that button. So I've got this notification here to tell me that the message has been marked as a phishing email and is going to be moved into the deleted items folder. If I close my email, I can see it's now disappeared from the inbox. And if we head over to the deleted items folder, I can see the email here in deleted items. Let's now head over to the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, where we can take a further look at how 365 admins can respond to the phishing email submissions. So in the 365 Admin Center, if I head over to security.microsoft.com, click on the Actions and Submissions drop-down menu on the left-hand side and select Submissions, it takes me to the Submissions screen. If I click on the User Reported tab, I can see here the email submission that was made by Alex. I'm provided with some really high-level summary details here, but if I click on the email, it opens up a pane on the right-hand side, and I can review that to start obtaining more details with regards to the email that Alex has reported as a suspected phishing email. So I can have a look at the sender, the sender ID. I can also have a look down here and see what URLs were contained within the email and whether Microsoft has picked any of those up as a specific threat. At this stage, I want to take action in relation to that email based on the assumptions I'm making following the details I've reviewed. So if I click on the Take Action option, I have a number of response actions I can take at this stage. Now, the important thing to notice is that some of these options or some of these actions are only available if you hold certain 365 license types. So the 365 E5 license would be a good example of that. But the first three options at the top I should always receive regardless. So the first option I have is an option to move or delete the email. And in this example, I have identified this is a suspected phishing email. So I'm going to perform a hard delete on this. I can also choose whether to apply a tenant level block on the sender or the sender domain. I'm not going to go ahead and do this at that stage, but I'm simply going to click next. It summarizes here the target entities for this action. Click next again. And all I need to do is give the remediation a name here. And add a description as well, which I'm going to keep very simple and make it the same as remediation name. I'm going to leave all the other options as they are for this one and click on Submit. All that's left for me to do is mark this threat as having been dealt with. So if I click on the drop-down option here, I'm going to mark this as a phishing email. And at this point, a notification is going to go back to Alex, letting him know that we've dealt with this threat and we have indeed identified this as a phishing email. So that's a really brief summary of how we apply the phishing button and how we deal with the emails that are reported as phishing emails. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any question, do leave them in the comments. Otherwise, hit the subscribe button and come back to the channel for more videos soon.